Today I bring you another tidbit from the Hideway, and today's tidbit is brought to you by Statesboro Floor Covering and also TD Contractors. Roy Thompson and Deborah are the local owners of this flooring company, and GSU graduate and former football star Tim Durden owns TD Contractors. We certainly want to thank these great local business owners for supporting BCHS. Charles Hearty was a Georgia academic, scientist, coach, and businessman. He was born in Milledgeville, Georgia in 1867 and graduated from my alma mater, the University of Georgia, in 1886 with a bachelor in philosophy. Then he studied at Johns Hopkins, where he focused on inorganic chemistry. He married a girl from Athens and returned there upon completing his doctoral studies. At UGA, he taught chemistry in the Franklin College and also became the first faculty director of athletics. He led the effort to improve the athletic fields, established the first campus gymnasium in the basement of Old College, created intramural and varsity baseball teams, and built tennis courts. In 1890, Charles Hearty began the UGA football program and coached the team its first season. The first game was against Mercer in January of 1892. We won 50-0. The second game was against Auburn, and we lost 10-0. To some of us, yes me, this is his most tremendous legacy. Hearty did a tour of Europe during the first of the last century to experiment with Georgia pine trees as a source of paper, after he learned that Germans used the Tannenbaum, their conifers, for that same purpose. Herty began to study the naval store industry's process to produce timber and turpentine. He simplified a cup and gutter system for the collection of pine tree rosin. It yielded more resin or a higher quality, and the most important thing is it lengthened the useful lifetime of pine trees from just a few years to decades. He subsequently moved from an iron gutter to a ceramic one and worked with the Chattanooga Pottery Company to create the Herty Turpentine Cup in 1909. Here is my Herty cup. Through the years, I've had several of these, but I've given them away to dear friends and family. Professor Herty served for many years at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. During this time, numerous organizations tried to hire him, such as MIT, the University of Virginia, and UGA wanted him back to be the chair of the Forestry College. At Chapel Hill, he was very involved in the community and was the county commissioner and president of the local school board. He was part owner of the Chapel Hill Telephone Company and the Chapel Hill Bank. Yes, he was very involved. He, while at UNC, became the president of the American Chemical Society. He resigned this position to become their first full-time editor of a publication called the Journal of Industrial and Engineering Chemistry, and it had an annual salary of $6,000 in 1917. Not too bad. In 1926, he began a professional relationship with U.S. Senator Joseph Ransdell. They struggled together for 4 years to get the passage of the Ransdell Act, which created the National Institute of Health. What an accomplishment. Of very great interest to all of us, Herty formed the Savannah Paper and Pulp Laboratory in Savannah, and by 1933, the plant developed a process for pulp conversion. In 1933, the first newspaper was printed using paper created with the Herty process. At Georgia Southern, the Herty Building is named for him. Here we see it. Also, this is the historical marker for the Herty Pine Forest. It's a stand of old-growth southern yellow pines that was used for turpentine research. All over America, there are roads such as this, schools, buildings, and nature preserves named for Charles Hearty. What a great man. Charles Hearty died on July the 27th, 1938 in Savannah, Georgia. What a legacy for Statesboro and Bullitt County. Until later, bye.